Hey folks, Quill18 here, and welcome to another episode of Let's Play Factorio. It's version 15! Working on a rail world, well, relatively slowly here. Oh yeah, I created a bunch of blueprints accidentally by fiddling around with just some stuff because I was bored while I was waiting for some things to develop. We're going to go ahead and double up our iron production over here because we're really starting to hit a shortfall. We do have plenty of stone furnaces in our pool over here. I don't want to feed two off this line, I don't think. So I'm going to go ahead and give like a double gap like this, and then something like this, I think. So in terms of furnaces, we want to find them again, line them up this way, and I want to go downwards until this says 26. Well, I guess I could just eyeball the lineup over there, too. That would also work. We're going to have you go that way, and then we'll build some more stone furnaces there. I suspect that even like this, especially once we get the inserter production going on, this probably won't even be enough iron plates to fully saturate everything, but it'll go a pretty long way. So we've got you down there. So we're going to have this going this way. And on the other side, which I guess we could, in the interest of being more optimal and more faster by walking right down the path, I went and actually killed more time than I would have in the first place. In terms of routing this stuff, I'm going to have to like balance this a little bit better and a little bit more differently. I think I'll just pull this all apart actually in a second. You know what we're going to need? We're going to need a little bit of breathing room over here. Ow. Ow. Okay, the radius on this is bigger than I remember here. And I'm not using these very efficiently either, but that's okay. The grenades are coming in pretty quick now. I mean, we still only have the two assemblers, but we tend to pick them up in big chunks at a time, which is swell. You'll notice I already have some repair kits because I cleared some of the forests up north, and it turns out I needed to fix a couple of things down there. So, okay, you know what? Let's go ahead. I may want to route this just very differently in the future as we get, because we're not going to be able to feed things off the amount of iron ore we have here for a very long time. But I should at least balance what I've got so far, which is not what is going on. Sure, we'll just blow up the stone there. That's okay. Is there stuff over here? Yes, there is. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to disassemble all this. And we're just going to prep things for the future. You know, this worked very well for a while, but let's redo this a bit more, because we're going to want to set up for like 4 of these big setups over here. Alright, that's going to be fine. So let's assume what we're going to do is we're going to have a couple of like balancer setups. We'll have a setup over here to balance for the iron coming in. Do I remember how to do this? No, I don't. Well, it was like this. I think that the second part is unnecessary. Let me just see if I can remember, though, how it's sort of vaguely supposed to work. Because you go like this. Yes, that's right. I guess I don't remember. I might have blueprints for this. Although it probably has all the unnecessary bits. Yeah, there we go. That's what we had going on. So we've got that, we've got that, we've got this, we've got that. And the argument, I think the second wave of these is not actually required. So if we do that, that's okay. So we'll have you there. I still don't have... Can I pick that up? I still don't have the ability to, like, auto-build stuff, so the blueprint for this wouldn't be useful quite yet. And a bunch of straight lines that way, that way. That actually goes there, there, there. Angled. There we go. So one of these is going to balance our coal, and one of these is going to balance our iron, So we're going to have one of it go here. One of it. Excellent. And then a split. And then the same sort of idea as before, where we're going to do that. I don't know. We'll see. Am I really out of transport belts? I got a ton waiting up top, and I guess I just dropped a bunch over there. So the other one... How do we want to do this in a way that we're happy? I mean, I suppose I could just have these feed those 4 lines. That might be the easiest without having to do quite as many micro splits. Yeah, you know what? That's going to be okay, and then we can organize things a little bit afterwards. Well, we're still going to have to do semi-funky things, aren't we? Okay, I can have this go a little further. And yeah, you can come around, say, like this, and like that. Yeah, that'll be okay. All right. And this might help when we go to, like, super high throughput, like, red stuff. So you're going to go like that. Actually, you'll be going underground. Like that and like that. There you go. That's swell. So let's go and rewind this coal line a whole bunch. And I guess I'll have the coal go on the one to the left. I don't think it really matters one way or another. Oh yeah, I got my my brick production changed up a little bit to use some electrical mining here. You're gonna have to go down lower. I think you need to put one more. Yep, there we go. Arg. And make me many transport belts. Thank you. There we go. Get in like this. And then these lines. And later on, we'll be bringing in, obviously, substantially more stuff along a different path, and, you know, likely via train and stuff. But they can feed into these balancers, and that should work out relatively well. Yeah, I think. I don't know. We'll see how that goes. I do have, like, a ton of coal I keep picking up here, so I'm just going to dump a ton of it in here. So I don't have to hold it around, and they can start producing as soon as the iron ore starts to reach in there again. So that's one. The other is going to be from here. Like that. Like that, although again it's going to want to go underground. Doesn't actually have to go that far, but what the hell, right? That's going to be okay, and that ends up over there. And then another line. It's going to go this way. Still not 100% happy about the layout. I'm sure there's like a slicker solution to some of this somewhere along the way, but I guess for consistency, I'll have this go under as well, and then we'll get the last iron ore line to come up this way. And like that. Okay, so we are powering both sides. Again, we should be able to do an actual, like, quad set of these, or 8 lines in a sense with this setup by working the brakes differently, but there's nothing wrong with this. It's not like it's any more or less efficient either way. So we're gonna get you prepped, because yeah, we want to get the iron plate throughput substantially increased. Do I have a bunch more? Oh yeah, I do. I have tons of these yellow ones. which I'm still crafting by hand because we never did complete that area up top yet, but soon. There, and finally on the other side. And I suspect we're going to want way more transport belts as well to actually connect everything up. And here, here, here. This would also be nicer with the higher tier electrical stuff, which I may have unlocked. I'm not sure, actually. But this is fine. And the thing with the electric poles is they actually require very, very few resources. Other than the fact that you have to harvest wood. Other than that, like, copper-wise, there's nothing. And, of course, they don't need any iron plates or anything, so that's always nice. Upwards. Oops. And a little jaunt there because we never lined things up properly, but we can actually resort that now, and put an actual four-way balancer on here. But this is going to be fine. There we go. We actually are starting to get saturation here because everything is sitting with a full inventory at the top. But now that we've done that, we can feel very confident about finishing up our topmost array here. Let me pick up a bunch of these green circuits so that we have access to them. So right over here, you're working on your gears. You're doing that. Oh, yes. That's right. That's the reason we stopped, is because we didn't have enough transport belts to bring all our green circuits, and I knew I had to blow up a bunch of trees, so we set up the grenades last time. So I have gone and blown up a handful of trees over here to give us the ability to bring our green circuits up. And I want them to simply run along here, which is actually slightly less than ideal with that, but I guess it's not a big deal. What I could do is something like that, and like that. And like this. There we go. And then here we're going to want a fair bit, I think, of the yellow inserters, because we're going to need to be upgrading them later on, but also we're going to need to be producing technology with them early. And they build very quickly, so we actually want to build them with the blues. And the reds, actually, here's the tricky bit. We need twice as many things from the bottom as from the top. So I actually want this to all get built on the other side, because I want my blues to be able to grab from the track where we need more things. So I'm going to make sure to give us a fair amount of space in case we need more gear production. And I want to go like that. So I might want to, I don't know, change a few more things about this later on, but for now that's going to be okay. I have exactly enough reds for this. And dump things over here. Like that. And we're going to run you to here. Yellow. Duh, 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 duh. Power on the other side. Duh and duh. Come down here. We're going to put another box like that, which is going to try to grab these inserters. And limit it to maybe that much, so that I have a supply. And then after that, we're going to get these inserters to do that, so we can start to produce our green science. Boom. Just like walked into the explosion. I like flung it at the right range to start off with, and then decided, you know what would be nice? Damaging myself. That would be swell. So I guess what I'll do, because I do need to get things on the other side here, is I'll just go ahead and set up the green circuit production over here. We need just slightly more than the red. I'm not actually doing the ratio exactly right, but that's okay. Something like that, and you're just going to be plugging in right over there. And that's going to be swell. All right. These are slow, so the yellows are all going to be okay. Of course. And I can't build the other blue. Therefore, I'm going to be annoyed, but that's okay. We'll come back. We're going to be expanding this later on, because we're going to need a lot more science than just this. Da-da-da, 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 and da-da-da. Sure, that's fine. Everything's okay. There's nothing to worry about. Boom. Okay, green science production is a go, finally. So we can start producing the next level tech. We're going to want to expand both how many flasks we produce, as well as how many research labs we've got. And for that, we're going to need to pick up a good number of things. We should get our... we've got everything we need to get our assembly yards to start assembling themselves, which is kind of nice, so we should do some of that. I should also go and replace the Tier 1 assemblies with Tier 2s almost everywhere. Because, I mean, you can still use it in ingredients, and then everything will just go faster, and everything will be lovely. There you go. You're doing that, and the science is starting. Excellent. Boop. I mean, we don't need that yet, but we will soon. And you need to extend out like that. And actually, I guess what I'll do is do that, so we're actually using everything properly. Lovely. Hooray. Everything is good here. Our production should be way more than we need, which should be excellent. I did remember to put a limit on these things, right? I mean, we must have, because it's not grabbing it. Yes, that's fine. I'm going to grab all these yellers here. And we're going to transport belts. Although, you know what? I'm going to grab a whole bunch, just so I've got them. I should get some automated light production, too. So you guys are all good. Yeah, we'll definitely we'll want more science labs, because our science production is almost certainly going to outstrip the demand from our labs right now, so getting some more of those would be good. Let me go and trim back on the blue assemblers, and that's going to be fine. Picking up a bunch of gears would be nice. So to build the blue assembler, we need, right, the Tier 1 assemblers. Right, they need the same ingredients in both. And we don't need a ton. In fact, I think I'm just going to piggyback on this line here, because it's exactly the same. If I just go and do... That's too far away. If I just go and do this, you build a Tier 1, you build a Tier 2, that's going to be fine. We're going to need some red inserters over here. Let me just chill out on the science labs here. What's the production time on these? It's actually surprisingly fast. We actually might want to do, like, double up on the reds like this. And then put a box over here, single stacked. Yeah, it just takes a long time to get everything. Oh, we're not lined up properly for the gears. Also, it looks like we're gonna need more gear production. Especially if we do this. So let's go ahead and double up on the gear stuff, and you're gonna be sucking things in and putting things there and having power. Wow, yeah, I guess that makes sense. These do produce incredibly quickly, so we'll get the more gears, and then yeah, we'll just set up over here. You're going to be assembler 1, assembler 2. I'm going to grab tons from the bottom. And just go in a box. Limit of 1. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, that way we can just pick up a ton of these inserters at some point, or assemblers. Now, we'll have to figure out our, like, more advanced assembler production later on, but probably this will stay here. We'll build a different assembler area for building all of our fast assemblers, which will also be used. I guess they don't get used for the later tier science anymore. Yeah, the delay really is about grabbing stuff. But that's okay. This is going to be fine. So plenty of stuff just sits around idle, and that's okay. We really need very few electric circuits. We could probably go and drop these to yellow, actually. And apparently that, and that to a yellow as well, just to save a little bit of power. Speaking of power, whoa, baby! We need a lot more juice. That's not going to help our rates very much. So we have dramatically increased all the things, so that's part of what's going on here. Let's get a few of those going on. I'm also going to go and just do this while I'm here. There we go. So I believe we only have blue inserters up there, or assemblers, and blues over here. How am I doing on grenades? I'm good right now. We are short on coal, and of course what we're going to see here is if we don't have enough coal, we're not going to be powering our coal mines appropriately. So let's go ahead and very quickly, and then we won't have any power. So let's go and get that pumped up again. Okay, that's going to, looks like that's going to mostly fix our power. But we have to increase our coal production. I don't know. Oh yeah, we can mine some more. That's good. I did increase it a little bit recently. But yeah, with all the extra smelting that we're doing. Get the rest of this, but we'll have to upgrade or expand to a bigger coal patch soon as well. Because there's really not that much over here. It's going to get everything there. Looks like we're going to need another couple there just to get absolutely everything in the long run. That's going to be everything. We don't strictly need that one, but what the hell. I mean, we don't strictly need that one to extract everything, but it will still produce coal faster than without. And like that. Okay. So it looks like we're not quite hitting our peak on our actual like coal lines over here, so we can mostly still share some of this. Like that. And we could do it at a proper balancer, but I don't think it's going to be required. I don't think we're actually going to have that much that we end up with a weird bottleneck because we're not balancing our stuff. I didn't actually place these right. They are overlapping all the things, though, so it's going to be fine. That's not enough mines. I'm not even bother with a splitter to balance that. You can just feed on one side, and that's going to be a-okay. And that doesn't reach. Oh, because I left a gap in here. Yeah, because I'm mixing my my coal placement. We do have 100% coverage, which is okay, but it's a little bit funnier looking than it should be. Okay, you are now producing that just fine. Now, I suspect we are still not satisfying everything, so we actually do need to expand our power production. At this point, it's not a coal shortage that's causing the problem. It's we don't have enough power production in total. So we need to get a whole bunch more iron plates on my person so that I can produce this. Setting up pipe production would actually be a really good idea. Luckily, it's very easy to do. I'm just going to go ahead and do a lazy man's job over here. That I don't think is split up enough. We'll get a quick little case here. Because pipes are something you need a lot of. So you may as well get a little bit of automation on that. And I was forgetting to do it. And I think they produce very quickly. Just do that. And that, I could have done that better, but it doesn't matter. When we need pipes, I'm going to want to pick up a ton of them all at the same time. Whoops. Oh, let's get the tool belt slots. That'll actually be really handy. So yeah, so the pipes get done for that. So I've got 2 steam engines. I'm going to want to do a full area, so I'm going to want like 18 more. More than that. One pump can do 20 boilers, which is 40 steam engines. So let's do all the boilers. do all the steam engines I can. One pump. And then we'll want some more pipes and stuff just for our connectivity stuff. But I think we'll put in another cut here, and what we'll do when we come back is we will indeed improve our power production by placing things somewhere. I mean, I don't actually have to do the full, like, 100% on a single pump. And in fact, I might not. I might keep things a little shorter. We might arrange things slightly differently as well. We don't have to have the boilers feed directly into the steam engines, although it, you know, looks pretty all right to do that. I have a bunch of coal ore, or iron ore I picked up, apparently, partway along the way. Anything else? I got a little bit of coal. Here, dump that in there. You are complaining about a lack of coal. Are you not actually plugged in properly, which is entirely possible? You know what? This is clearly not a proper four-way balancer. Or do you just need that there? That's right. So you don't need the other two over here, but you do need that one for the four-way balance. I'd forgotten about that. Okay. Felt like something was off. But there you go. So now you're going to get coal on all the routes, get that production 100%. Hopefully we've got enough coal at least to last us for now. We could double check some of these little things. Yeah, there's starting to be a bit of a backlog, and it's relatively evenly spread. We're going to want to balance this properly. Well, what's going to happen at some point is we're just going to get coal in from over here and maybe actually, like, trucked in to an actual train station. That will start maybe sooner rather than later. Not quite yet. We're still good on copper. We don't have to worry about developing the other side yet, although that will, when that hits, it's going to hit surprisingly quick. Got some more stone bricks here so I can start paving things a little bit more, which is also going to be quite nice. But yeah, that's I think we're in a good place right now. Thank you very much for watching, folks. I'll see you next time.